right, I'm super excited to show you guys this. For those of you who are either struggling in this market, or maybe you want to start trading higher share size and you want to see, I'm doing it and it's working and I'll show you how I'm doing it. Or maybe you just want some easier stocks that are large caps that are a little more predictable to trade. The three that I would recommend that I've noticed this whole week are NVIDIA, SMCI, and INTC. It has been spot on. Low spread, 1 to 2 cents. Trading in a range. And when they are trading down, they're bumping up against the 9 EMA and just bouncing off it. It's been so easy. So, and high volume. Those are the three that have remained pretty high volume, especially today. And that's been hard these last couple of weeks because all the volume's going to get ready for, SpaceX. Okay. I just want to say those three things, those three stocks. And then anyone who wants to stay till the end, I used AI again today. Many of you know I have a video out there of how I use AI to trade earnings. At the last minute, I plugged in a prompt into AI and I ended up taking Oracle on earnings because of it. So if you want to stay till the end, I'll pull that up, show you what it said, and show you what I look for in those reports that I get from AI. And then until then, we'll just jump in and I'll show you the trades I got in and how I used, all I had was volume, my volume bars with buyers and sellers, the 9 EMA. Everything was just bouncing off the 9 today. It was brilliant. There was no news. So the only thing it could do was bounce off the 9 EMA. It was brilliant. Easy. And then pre-market, I did a couple trades and I did use my pre-market levels. So I'll show you those. All right. Hope this helps y'all. If anyone's struggling out there, let me know. And let's go see how all this worked out. All right, I'm going to try to make this quick. First ticker, INTC, Intel. I've been trading this one lately. You guys, INTC, SMCI I traded, and NVIDIA. Those have been really easy to trade this week. I mean, I don't always do them well. I think it was yesterday I didn't do NVIDIA well, or maybe a day before. Anyways, so when I say easy, I mean it's been following good volume. It's been following the 9 EMA. It's been really good. So here's my levels. Look over here on the 15-minute chart. I mark these levels. I've said this in other videos, but if you're new here, I go in and I mark in pre-market. This gray area is pre-market. This dark area is the day, what we just went through, the trading session. So in pre-market, I'll mark levels and I go back farther. And I just mark where price has topped a few times and has maybe hit bottom a few times or another support or resistance levels. I have a video on that too. You can go back and there's plenty of videos on YouTube. All right. So you know what I mean. I just mark these and I leave them there because every day that I trade INTC, those levels keep working. It's weird. I don't hardly ever mark levels when things are trading in a range because they just keep trading those same levels. I could go day after day. And you'll see, you could just trade, ping pong it, go up, down, and just trade between the levels. Get in, get out. All right. And that's what I did here. You'll see it was coming up here. We had passed this level. It came up, hits this level, and then comes down. I got in here because I was expecting this break. I was actually watching these volume bars, and you see how we have volume increasing, and this volume, buyers were at the top. That's why I felt this was going to push through that level. However, it didn't. It came down, and I immediately get out. I did not wait around. It's in and out. All right. I did lose a little bit there because I got in kind of late. I was anticipating the break. So I got in right as it broke and it failed. If you're going to get in anticipating a break, I've learned this the hard way, immediately get out if it fails. You can always turn right around and get back in. That's one thing I've now learned. And notice it comes way down here and tries to go past the level again. Notice I did not get back in right here. I waited until it was for sure going to get past the level. I'm getting a little better. Now, I was doing small share size right here, 50 shares, and that's because I knew it may not pass that level. You're better off getting down here on a pullback and then getting past that level. So I'm just trading between the levels. I take it past this level, it starts to fail, and I get out. And then I start taking it short. And now I'm in a groove. Now I've got my mojo, and I start increasing my share size here. And then that was it. And I did 106.16. And I got up to 600 shares, 400 shares, but quick scalps, you guys. I'm just looking for 5 cents, 10 cents. Now, watch the spread. If you've got a 4-cent spread, and Intel today was actually 2 cents, I think. So I'm not that worried about it. If I want 5 cents and it's a 2-cent spread, I just got to make sure I shoot for 9 cents because 4 cents round trip is the spread. All right, let's go on to Palantir. Palantir was quick, one quick scalp for $20. That was it. I didn't feel like trading this today.
But what happened, I wrote here news break of level. And what happened, we had news right here. I forgot what it was now, but there was news. And it was, I saw it when it already shot up right here, but the news was actually closer to here. So I jumped in just in case. But see this area right here? We don't get past a hard drop right in this area. So I know I need it to break this level. So I get in right at the break. It goes up just a little and comes down. So it comes down here. I get out. I just did a quick scalp here. And then here, I believe I scalped it short here. I can't remember what I did, but I made 20 bucks and that was it. But I wanted to show you how I was watching for levels to break. I wanted this candle to break right here and get past. Anyways, I could have traded this later, but I just wasn't in the mood. I work full time, so I can't look at my screens. I have actually spreadsheets on these screens. I can only watch this many screens for trading at pre-market. So let's go to Google. And again, I'm watching that 12 ticker chart to see what's moving. All right, this is the chart that I'm watching. All right, I'm not gonna bring up all these charts, but you can see if I were to bring these in, you see that I'm watching the SPY, the Qs, I'm watching all these charts to see what I want to trade. So I just wanted to say that for those of you who don't know, this is the only monitor I have going. I don't have scanners going. I have nothing going. I'm working all day. All my monitors are used up with work. And I have one monitor that's dedicated to this during the day. Pre-market, I will use all three of my monitors for trading. And sometimes like that first hour of the open. But once the first hour is done, I'm working. And then I'm just every now and then scalping in. That's why you guys will see me where I take one quick scalp like this. I'm in and out and I move on. It's because I just take one quick scalp. I saw it on that 12 ticker chart while I'm working. I glance up at it and I see, ooh, something just moved. I'm going to jump in. And then I get out and I go back to work. So every now and then I just glance up at those 12 tickers and see if there's something I want to scalp in. And that's what happened right here on Google. $19.45. Google's always on that 12 ticker screen. And I glanced up, I saw some movement. I decided to jump in and jump out. And if I can be working full time and sit here and just take a quick scalp every now and then by just looking at that one monitor every now and then and glancing at it, that's not bad. All right, NVIDIA. All right, NVIDIA, I gave back 20 bucks. I took 2 trades on this. I took a trade right there. You see that first part? Oh, this is so slow. All right. I took a quick scalp here. There was news pre-market. I love news pre-market on NVIDIA because it'll do this like big jump. So, oh, it wasn't news on NVIDIA. It was news, I think on Trump said something. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. I saw this shoot up and I waited and got in right here. And then we gapped up. Look at that gap from here to here. It gaps up. I knew that was going to be strong and it was. And look at all this volume. We had that surge of volume here. Now, volume went down on sellers, which is good. And then I see this volume increase right here with buyers. The green is buyers. And I just got in. And especially when I saw that, the gap. And then immediately when this wicked down, I'm out. I just got out and I'm done. It was $89. Sorry, I wasn't done. I got greedy. That was $89. And then way over here, I decide that I want to get back in. I should be happy with nearly $100 in NVIDIA. I should be happy with that. I need to learn to be better about that. If I can just do $100 on 5 tickers with a quick scalp, I'm done for the day. I got to stop. My goal is only 200. Now that I'm increasing share size, I'm trying to do 300 and by next year, 400 right at the beginning of the year. So anyways, you'll see right here, I tried to scalp this and I didn't look left. See over here, this was a definite stop line in the sand and it ended up going up. It rejected right there. I should have known that this was going to reject here and go up. So I gave back 20 bucks. It was stupid. I kept calling myself stupid, idiot. So that was unnecessary. Now, I'm not upset. I only lost 20 bucks on a trade. You know what I mean? But I want to get better at not just wasting my time doing that. All right. Oracle, I was good. I did $41 here. And then you guys, I got greedy. Oracle had earnings tonight. So Oracle, I wanted to capture that $41, just something right here in the morning because I didn't know if I was going to do well at earnings. So I needed a little cushion. And then what did I do? I got a little cocky and I decided to do a little extra trading. I ended up giving a little bit back here. Right in here, I got all cocky and thought, I'm going to get in, no, I'm going to get out, no, I'm going to get in. And it was high share size. And I was down $113 right here. I was so pissed at myself. I could have just kept the 41. So now I'm down $114, negative 114. So I lost the 40, down 113. Now I got to trade earnings in my head. I mean, I got to. Now I did not get in early. I waited to see the action. You saw, you'll see that I traded it in the Roth IRA. So I had already traded this candle right here in the Roth IRA, and I made money on it. And then I decided, oh shoot, it's starting to come back up. I said, I should go and try to recapture the big loss I had on this one. So I traded it in the Roth, made money, shot my ass back over here. We're already in this action here and we're already coming up. This is where I made money in the Roth. I come over, I get in and out really fast right here. And I capture not only the loss, I make up the 113, but I made 195. So this was almost $300. It was about $300 move right here. I caught $3 exactly with 100 shares. And I never take 100 shares at earnings, but I'd already traded it in the Roth a couple candles prior. I knew what it was doing. I knew their earnings were great and I just went for it. So really glad I did. I pulled out of a really bad loss there. All right, let's go to SMCI. This is the last one, SMCI in this account. And I'm going to talk to you about AI right after this. And most of these, you guys, I just kept hugging the 9 EMA and watching these volume bars. This one was a prime example. SMCI, I'm going to start trying to trade this every day. SMCI, INTC, and NVIDIA. The three of them kept really good volume today where everything else had no volume. So let me get this bigger so you can see. So I'm watching the volume bars and I waited for the crossover of the 9 EMA to cross over. That's the blue line, 9 EMA. Crossed over the 21 EMA. And once it did, we're going south and I'm going to short it. And I went big share size. I never trade SMCI. Normally, if I don't trade a stock, I do 25 to 50 shares. I started doing 100, 300. I was scaling in 500. So I ended up doing, what happened to there it is. $82.56 on this. I was so happy. And all I did, you guys, this is really important. I ended up waiting. So I would scalp for a few cents. And then, so I'd scalp here. And then, so I scalped the short right here. I get in on this short. And then right when it comes down, I get out. I wait for it to pull back, hit the 9. And I get back in when I see it's rejecting the 9. And then I get out. And then I wait for it to pull up and get out again. So I just kept shorting as it was pulling up to hit the 9 and going down. Now at this point, I had stopped. I have to work. I couldn't, I needed my screens. So $82.56. All right, let's run to the Roth IRA real quick. And then I'm going to talk about the AI that I used. All right, so let's do NAVN. NAVN I bought last night. I only bought 25 shares. I'm not going to go back and show you that chart of last night's entry, but I marked it so I could show you. So I just made a note right here. All right, so I got in at this level, this price level of $20.68 last night. I had noticed last night before I went to bed, this level was holding, so I got in, and it did. It dropped down pre-market during the London session, but it came back up and kept hitting this. So this was definitely support/resistance. So that was my entry. It comes up, and this is after the open, it had come up, and I decided to get out because I know all too well how earnings go. If they'll come up at the first hour, a lot of times they shoot up and then they shoot down. So I took my profit right here for $5.88. And then the rest of the day, it just traded sideways. It did trade and go up, but I used that cash that I made and I ended up using it all on Oracle. So I couldn't trade that anyways. And it only went up $5 at earnings. So Oracle was a way better bet. And I did play that well. All right, Chewy was the same thing. I ended up getting in last night an early entry in this Roth account at $20.18. And I ended up selling up here pre-market at $21.58. And that was it. It was done. $28.48. And Chewy was earnings. And they, I can't even remember if they had good earnings or not. I just got out as soon as I was, I think they did have some good earnings. It was pre-market. And I just ended up getting out on those good earnings. All right, let's go to Oracle. That's the last one. And then we're going to go over tomorrow's Adobe with AI. So if you guys want to prepare with me, I'm going to show you a prompt that I put in to talk about Adobe's for tomorrow for earnings. All right, on this one, this is where I did this first in Oracle over here in this account and then jumped over and made up from that big loss in my day trading account. So all I did was I only had enough money to buy 13 shares. So I scaled in here, you guys. I got 5 shares right here, another 5, and then another 3. So I just scaled in. It was slightly going down, but pretty much sideways. And so I got in, and then that first candle shoots up right here. Oh, this is hard to see. All right, this candle shoots up, and all it said was earnings were released, but it didn't. There was no news that showed if they beat or not. And this always happens. We come across right here. It shoots up. So I scaled out 5 shares because I still didn't know if it was going to be good or not. It dumps. But when it dumped, I saw earnings were just released and they crushed it. So I just let it dump. And now I can buy 5 more shares because I already sold 5 high. And now I have 8 shares left. I'm holding 8 shares. It drops down here and I see this big wick right here and we push up. So I now rebuy those 5 shares and I buy them much lower. And then I get out right here at 195.57. So I ended up doing $28.06. Not a lot because remember, it's only 5 shares that I caught this move and it was only a couple bucks. So I'm catching a little bit with 5 shares and then it dumps and I take a huge drawdown and then I get back in 5 more shares and go up. So not a lot, but $28.06. Okay, guys, for those of you that want to stick around, I did do $618 today, but I'm going to show you how I plug in AI to do research for tomorrow's earnings. And tomorrow is Adobe. So here's what I did. Let's get back up here. Let me see if I can find it. This is an ongoing chat that I've had for weeks. Now, normally all I do, instead of saying this, you can read this while I've got it on the screen. This was what I originally prompted weeks ago, and this is an ongoing thing. So now every single day that I have earnings, I just go down here to Ask Gemini, and I just say, now give me the same summary for ADBE or whatever the ticker is. I just have to keep saying, now give me the same summary for ticker PLNTR, whatever, Palantir. I don't have to keep doing this original prompt, but this is the prompt you want to use. Give me a stock analysis for expected price move, volatility, analyst expectations, and the bull and bear case for tomorrow's Adobe earnings after the bell. I tell it as much as I want to know. Otherwise, it's not going to tell you. So I want to know this. The stock has been under intense structural pressure this year. It's down 30%. You guys, it is telling us right here on the volatility benchmark, the implied move, it's telling us the expected move is approximately 10% or $27 to $28 up or down. If they have good earnings, it's not necessarily, could go up $27, but it could drop $27. So I want to know that the stock is already this year down 30% because if they crush earnings, we could possibly go higher than $27. Now, the other important thing, and I'll scroll this down so you can keep reading it. The other important thing is in the morning, 3 hours after the open, I am going to come in here, right here at Ask Gemini, and I'm going to say, please give me an update on that Adobe report for earnings now that there's been some price action or some such wording. And it will take what it originally said along with what's happening in the morning, any new analyst expectations, because there will be new analyst news. There'll be news overnight. It's going to now give me an updated version of all this. I just want to keep kind of doing that. I might do it twice during the day, also during power hour, just to see if anything's changed because I'm taking a chance, I might lose money. So right here, it's giving me analyst expectations. And then here's where the bull and bear case scenarios come in. And it's telling me what the targeted implied breakout would be, what the level would be. And I'm not going to read this all to you, and then it gives me the bear case, the lower case scenario. So this is all super important. All right, guys, that's it. $618.48. I've increased share size. My hands aren't sweating. I'm actually really proud of myself. I'm doing really good. I'm staying really calm, but I'm being very cautious as well. So you guys let me know if you have any questions about earnings, about how I trade, anything. I'm more than happy to answer. And I have plenty of playlists out there and videos you can go back to. All right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow and hopefully we'll have some earnings winnings with Adobe.